Alright, hopefully this is recording. This is the best I can do. My kid broke the headset, of course, and so let's make this quick. I got here all hourlies, the ES, the CL, gold, and then the VIX, or VXX. Now what I've been looking at is, let me just go here. Like I said last week, these lines are my thing because I like how they're tagging on the hourly. I wanted to find a closer time frame. Let me make this big. It's mostly focused on the ES. Also wanted to find a time frame that was smaller, that also likes these lines, and I did find it. It's actually a 7-minute time frame. I know it's weird, but if you do the math, it adds up for an averages. Not gonna want to get into it too much right now, but what I want to show you is that this nice downtrend we had. We're tagging these lines, you know, not quite here, but here, bottom yellow line. There's nothing below it. Nice rip higher. This is the end of the channel here. Tagged it here. Nice run here, all the way to the top of the lines. There's nothing above it, nothing below here. That's got to tell you something. Then he comes all the way back down here, falls through it, holds it, and gets up here, but doesn't quite get back up here. It tells you that there's more downside. You know, comes down here, drifting lower. It wants this magnet line right here, down here, and then pushes off of it. There's a lot of resistance where all these lines are together. This purple one especially, the yellow ones, a lot of resistance, and dips down a little bit, and then pushes straight through all of them. Okay, and then slows down right at the top. That's gonna tell you something right there, right? And then it starts going higher. Now that's what I consider a trend change. Um, and what else was I gonna say? Okay, now this is on the hourly. Let's look at the daily real quick. Now on the daily, we got a couple more lines up here above. Let me zoom in. This is gonna be, I think, gonna be the first tag here. It's 21, and actually this one's at 21.11, I believe. Let me just adjust this a little bit so we can see what it is exactly. So the blue line here sitting at 21.21, green line sitting at 21.11, 27. These will adjust slightly when it gets to it, but it's a magnet to at least 21.11, potentially 21.12. Great shorting opportunities for short term. I think it's going to keep going higher, but it could also hit this and pull back and come back to the purple line here, which is a 2080. But now if we go back to the 1 hour one, looking at a we got nothing here. So the first one here is 2077. This will move up with it, so this 2080 level looks really good for a bounce. If it comes back down to it, goes higher. If it goes up first, you're looking at 21.11, like I showed you on the daily, and then 21.21 is also another opportunity. Zoom out here. So these are the levels I'm looking at: 2080, or whenever these lines, or even the purple, when these all meet up somewhere over here, makes a very strong support. Price is going to come to it and bounce right off of it. Whenever you get lines crossing over or coming together, it's a nice support. Okay, now let's look at the 7-minute one real quick. Why I like the 7-minute so much is because look at this nice little channel it created between the purple one, these blues, and then the greens. You know, failure of the purple. Test it, not quite, getting support here, just fighting it, test it again, and finally breaks through it. That's a very bullish sign. And another reason I like it, because down here when it got all sideways, it was between at the top lines, and it peeked through a little bit. And down here, and it just get real tight. All these lines are so tight together. And this is your shakeout, breakout. It falls out and pushes higher from here. And we can go back more and see how these lines work out well. Here, top, nothing else above it, tags it here. Great opportunities for a short, quick short, This is the low, the 2022 down here. Pushes through all the way to the top. Okay, so if I took the 2022 off the hourly, I could have taken profits here and left a runner and still keep going. Very strong. Now these lines, they also work on other highly liquid things. The CL looks great with the lines. I can really see what it wants to do. This is on the hourly. Let me maximize this. Beautiful uptrend. Now, is this uptrend over? Did we hit 50 now finally, and are we going to start going back down? It's possible. It would be good opportunity for short. I could get a nice little pullback. It hasn't had one in a while, so like here, got a nice pullback. This light blue line here is kind of a midline. If it breaks this, we're starting downtrend. If it holds it, it's still an uptrend. And this is on the hourly. Look at it a little bit closer. Look at the 7-minute here. Look at these red lines. Nice support. Here's a support again. Every time on the 7-minute, if it comes to these red lines, and look right at the crossover, see the shadow of the red lines because they're light red, dark red. It bounced right off of it like a magnet, right there where the shadow is. Here also, whenever you have the two together, because it's a wide range here, you look at the ones that are together the most. It seems to work out real well. Here, tag the bottom of the yellow one, very common. Here you get the two together, this green one, blue one. You get a little bounce off of it, a failure. There's a bear flag here, and what it does is falls through a line, retests it, and then falls further down. So these lines really help me see price action, and it comes from the top of the line all the way down to this one down here. Gets a bounce, and it drifts lower to the red ones. This is so common. I think it's because the algorithms are trading this thing. And these lines are like averages of averages and stuff. Something that I'm looking at the bigger picture here. Also, we got a nice sideways consolidation here, with all the lines tight together. Go back a little more. After a sideways chop, this one's kind of hard to trade because you don't have a direction here. But once it gets all coiled up, tags off these reds, gets a little higher. This blue line right here, and see how you get this green one falls out of all the range of the others, and it gets the support here right off that green one, and then it just blows up, takes off. Now you know you got a downtrend, and when it breaks this blue line, it a lot of times comes back to it, close to it, or even here. It's now an uptrend, and it's going to start going higher. Also, it helps to look at this is a 7-minute, so it's going to be more choppier and stuff. So if you go back and you look at the hourly, you'll get a better idea. So this was the, where are we at? Oh, we're way back here. 15. Yeah, when we failed $50 and started drifting down, we were holding this blue line here, and then, we still got above it, and then finally failed it and started drifting lower, lower. The bands are starting, or the line, yeah, bands are starting to widen up all the way down when we hit this 26. Now we're testing this blue again. Looks like we want to make a trend change here. Not necessarily going to happen the first time. Testing it. Finally we get above it. Start bouncing off this purple one. The red's not giving us any resistance. Now we know, okay, we're in an uptrend. And don't worry, you will have another chance to get in. For example, right here, you always do. It's just, it never fails. It wants to take everybody out before it goes higher, right? So, there's no point of holding on to your gains, because it'll come back and take all your gains back and then go higher again. So once you start seeing trend change, it's a good way to take a good opportunity to go long, especially once it starts holding this purple one. Yes, here it held it and it failed. So it failed because just a matter of watching it also on different time levels too. Let's look at the daily also on the crude. Okay. Let's go all the way here. Okay. So daily, bigger time frame, the better the tags also. So we come down, we tag the purple, fail it, tag the purple, fail it. Now here we push through very strong. Get above it, pretty much come back down and test it. Don't even get that far down. It's good to go. But now at the $50 level here, we have resistance here on this green one. And this one here, let me just zoom in a little bit actually. Alright, here we go, perfect. We get resistance here, no problem, push through it, and now we just tag this green one. Okay, I bet you will get, on a daily, we'll get a nice pullback to this level here, 44. That's a nice move from 49 to 44. That's $5. It's very, very possible. And you just put your stop right above it, like right above the recent high. The stochastics also is oversold, or overbought. So it's just something I'm working on, looking at the price action with them lines. Gold, let's take a quick look at gold too. I don't know how much time I have on this video because